So guys, we are finally back again for another reaction on this Brbptv, Be Real, Be Positive television, brothers and sisters. Of course, we know the whole situation involving the release of some sort of video that had to be posted. Of course, Trevor Johnson was the one who indicated that, and of course, we are yet to see that video. Of course, we're going to check out Tosi on what he has to say in this regard right there. So of course, guys, before I said it right there, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through. Let's get it on right there.
On the rocks. And then I took. Hey Dominican.
Hey, what it is?
Very good afternoon to you.
Good morning.
Just went to the North Coast, took a drive, get a kingfish and salad and 2 shots of white oak on the rock.
I don't know why we need to know that. But
and then
hey,
I took a drive on the North Coast.
Tossy, where the video?
I go live in it. I'm a kept husband. So you know how it is.
That's nice.
And then I received a message from my good friend Vince Henderson, the one who is persona non grata in his own government. You know, Dominicans, the truth is that I've had 3 good friends in politics. Okay. I have the numbers for security. The price need help. I see.
Guys, if you want to see that, link will be in the description below. But let's try to get to the video.
Organization that seem to be obsessed with me. A lot of them are obsessed with me. All of them that are associated with the CBI agents, these rogue agents, they are obsessed with me. There are articles about me. There are articles about Lennox Linton, but there are articles about, in recent times, articles about me.
No, guys, before I get into that, there's a video that I saw of Scared actually talking about that same thing right there. Let me just show it to you guys. And of course, this is the video right there, brothers and sisters. This is Scared speaking.
This has been, you seen the videos of who's saying when it's coming out. So if you know when it's coming out, you must know the people who are bringing it out. And you must be associated with the people who bring it out. And you may very well be the person paying the person who is going to bring it out.
Scared.
And so we're colluding with...
So before he continues with the colluding part, brothers and sisters, he's saying that because an organization is bringing something that might have to be in his detriment, that the person that is saying, hey guys, there's some other organization or some organization coming out to bring out some information that we are not being told in Dominica. And he's pretty much saying that if you are associated or saying that you are bringing out these individuals are bringing out, you are pretty much associated to these guys. Or you could be one of the individuals that is literally paying these guys to put this information out there. Scared is coming with all sorts of cocoa macaca magic that does make no sort of sense whatsoever in this world that we are living in. Of course, this is already crazy. He's just adding to the madness in this world, brothers and sisters, by creating a delusion in his mind on the basis of saying that, hey, let me see if I can make up a story to tell the people so that they could, hopefully my people will believe me. Even if it's total stupidness, what he's saying right there. Just because of somebody saying, hey guys, information is going to come out, so we need to tune in to see what exactly is being stated, doesn't mean that that person is associated to that. There are a number of information that I bring out. I have no association to them at all. In fact, it could be from your team I'm getting information. But who knows? You know? Who knows? But let's continue right there.
The people who bring it out. And you may very well be the person paying the person who is going to bring it out. And so we're colluding with some white people across out of Dominica.
So how do you know they are white people though? What makes you think that these folks that he's allegedly colluding with are white people? Which means that you know that some people have information about you. And you know that they are white. This is why you say they are colluding with some white people? Why aren't they Pakistani? Why aren't they Middle Eastern brown people or black people that is allegedly colluding with? How do you know they are white people? But the mere fact that you mention that says a lot. And it says that you most likely know who has information about you, but you coming to take a full speed ahead to come to tell the people some cocoa macaque that doesn't make any sense at all.
To undermine our economic opportunities.
Nobody's undermining any economic opportunities, sir. You are the one to fully blame for why CBI is what it is today. You are the ones giving individuals or allowing individuals have our diplomatic passports and passports who are criminals, brothers and sisters. Yesterday, Alison Madueke was held in the UK. She's held in the UK, brothers and sisters, and I think they are affording a bail of $86,000 or something like that. I have the article. Brothers and sisters. You want me to get it for you? Oh, no problem. Let's get it, man. This is the article right there. Not article, but video.
Our top story, a former Nigerian oil minister and president of the oil cartel OPEC is in police custody at this hour until she hands over $85,000 in bail money.
For bail.
Desiani Alison Madueke has been charged with bribery offences and has today appeared in a London court.
Let us continue from Brother Tosi.
Last one was, what was it about? It was some nonsense, and I knew it came from that fella in Dubai. And this time, that one is alleging that I tried to extort Anthony Hayden and Mmce.
Guys, I also have the article. This is the actual article of it right there. And they didn't just put it on that Tosi, you know, brothers and sisters. They made it a political thing and call it United Workers Party worker behind brazen foreign investor extortion, and they have him there. Boy, that is what they're talking about right there. You can read this for yourself, brothers and sisters. Go through this stuff and you will see. I also have, you know, messages, brothers and sisters, of they talking about extortion, but really and truly that is not the case at all. You know why? Well, let me get some of the messages for you guys right there. Let me get some of them. Hold on. All right. Okay, guys, I got them, but let me, before I get to it, guys, I must make mention that they actually have text messages down there. They have text messages down there, alleged text messages from between Tosi and Anthony right there. Nothing from Hayden yet. Okay, Vince, I think this is probably a message. Investigation suggests malicious media by conducting by the opposition to undermine livelihood. These people funny, you know. They funny. But I actually have the text messages, brothers and sisters, on the other side right there. So apparently Anthony's messaging, well, these are alleged texts, but I got it from you know, very important sources. All right. Greetings, friend. Of course, this is Anthony. Greetings, my brother. How are things? You know, doing great. Was in Dominica for a few days. Hope all is well. Nice. We talk. Blah 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 blah. So you can pretty much see it was a mutual kind of understanding right there. Hi, I am free anytime today. Blah blah blah. Lucky you. What is the occasion for the holiday? Blah blah blah. Indian arrival. Waste of time. Blah blah blah. Yes, after the revolt against the Brit. Okay. Blah blah blah. All right. Now this is where it gets interesting. Chatting with Trevor, the professional and businessman, is always serious. Okay, that's Tosi right there, and that is Anthony Hayden. Okay, good. I am looking for public relation consultant. Chatting with Trevor, the politician, is another thing. Okay, so I'm guessing he's talking about, you know, to be retained on annual contract. So while this is alleging that he was colluding or trying to extort, it says here in the messages that apparently it was him who brought up the information about making him some public relation consultant to be retained on annual contract. And then Tosi saying, you think I can handle with monthly retainer? And then of course the other one is, can you? He's asking, haven't I done a massive job for others without pay and blah blah blah. That's why that's why I speak to you. I know that you know so it reads out, brothers and sisters. So this doesn't sound like this is actually accurate at all. And maybe as a result of this, you know, Tosi wants to make his funds and whatnot and decide, hey, okay, if you want me to do this, this is the amount you pay me. This is the audio right there.
Babe, this is a big deal.
I know it is a big deal. I know it's a big deal. I know he's making tons of money. We know that. I know he could afford, if I even asked for $100,000 a month, I'm sure he could afford it. Point blank. Right? That's what 45 years or more I've been attacking him. So he knows my worth. I think a certain demand would be even acceptable.
So on the basis of this, it seems like Tosi wouldn't mind working with him. Okay, on the basis of, okay, well, you want me to be a public consultant in whatever regard, this is the amount you pay me, and he has a right to do so. So he's not really extorting you. You make a lot of money from the extortion of Dominica, not true? Well, this is alleged. This is alleged, brothers and sisters. But of course, let's continue with what we were into right there. Go ahead.
You know something? You know how to catch people, boy. One thing, I was raised in Dominica and I knew how to catch snakes. I used to catch snakes there. I love catching big snakes on my land. I used to catch frogs, manikou, agouti, and birds. I know how to trap them. I always knew how to trap them. So you know that October 2nd date they got?
Yep, that's what we were waiting for.
Imagine on the eve of that date that I've been telling them,
October
which is not
1st.
the right correct date, but
it's not the correct
way I
date.
was trained as a child to catch agouti.
So Tosi, you mean to tell me you was giving agouti and all these things that the wrong date when you come to catch them? I'm just saying, just something like this. But if you knew something was happening and you decide, hey, let me see what they're gonna do, so you give the wrong date, and of course they fell for the trap, and as a result of falling for the trap, they create this bogus crap that is clearly, I mean, you saw the text messages and what have you. So if that is why they wanted to see if they can, hey, put bad name, and then the information that comes out will somehow be tainted in that regard. But apparently it seems like Tosi was ahead of the game. It's alleged that he was ahead of the game, you know. Because remember, the video was supposed to come out September 15th or 25th, one of them, and they stated that it was pushed back to October 2nd, which is interesting as to why exactly that happened. But of course, they made some story on him trying to say that he extorting, and not just extorting, you know. They put the UWP with it. That is interesting. Mr. has no part in UWP whatsoever. The man not president, vice president, nothing. But they put UWP. That shows there's an agenda there.
Cool.
But of course,
Frogs. The way I was trained is to catch them. I used to set the trap for them. On the eve of the date that I gave, which is not the date, Dominicans, it is not coming
it's not
tomorrow.
the right date.
Get that in your head.
okay.
This Tossy is always about strategy.
Okay, nice strategy, but we want to see the video. That's what we want to see. When is that video going to come out?
Strategy. So on the eve, they came out, the Associated Times, or whatever they call themselves, came out with a story that I tried to extort Mmce and Anthony Hayden.
But who's really doing the extorting, man? If a guy who was not known anywhere across the world, all of a sudden is known all across the world, and his main client is Dominica, I mean, who is extorting who? That's a question I want to ask. Who really is extorting who, brothers and sisters? On the basis of what? Because if you were not known before, and all of a sudden Dominica gave you the chance, bow, you become a multi-millionaire on the basis of that. Doing all sorts of projects in Dominica and all those kind of things that you are the number one. They literally leaving the citizens who can also do these jobs behind. They have to come and beg you for job that they can actually do, brothers and sisters. And you on the basis of making up this kind of interesting stuff, these stories, if that is actually you who did this, I mean, that's interesting. Anyways.
Don't get that, Dominicans. This is what they try to do. Discredit me. I'm not involved in what is coming out, you know. But they're trying to...
Remember Skerritt was saying that sentiment? Oh, you must be associated to the white people. But he's saying he's not associated to them. They just tell him the information coming out, which means that there's something to hide. If they are making articles about him, and then Skerritt is talking about some white people they are colluding with, doesn't that mean there's something that these folks are trying to hide? I think so. And we will wait for that story to drop. But we need the right date, Tosi. Yes, you hold them, but we need the right date, please.
Discredit me in the minds of Dominicans. That I'm trying to extort Anthony Hayden and Mmce. So Dominicans, I suspected something was going on. I have a number for since Skerritt blocked me on all his numbers from my local Trini number.
He blocked me on Facebook too. Well, not him. A George partner. Allegedly a judge partner.
A Qatar number. I WhatsApp Mr. Man. First, he denied that he is scared. Then he said that this is his son. And I talking, and then it moved to me trying to extort him. Or some shit like that. I have it there. I'll screenshot it and post it. Me trying to extort him. Like, Lord have mercy. Extort you? For what? Eh? All I was telling man is the date that coming, you know. The date, what is coming, you know. But I'm trying to extort him. So I realized, you understand, they're putting things in place. But you know what? When it comes out, Dominicans will not be thinking about Tosi. So Dominicans, let me tell you something. Hidden after the 2019 general elections, Hayden came to me about a week later. He never spoke to me. When I had conversations, saw what Manny's Laville showed me on a computer, screenshot that she sent me of chat conversations between Skerrit and his girls, Skerrit and Hayden.
That's interesting.
He never contacted.
Guys, let me tell you something now. If that is the case, if what he's saying there is actually the truth, brothers and sisters, on the basis of that being the truth, what exactly is really going on behind closed doors? Because it seems like there's a lot of secrecy when it comes to the government. A lot of secrecies that are happening. A lot of things, you know, MOUs that we have no idea what is in the MOU, you know, memorandum of understanding and these kind of things there. If that, what exactly is going on behind closed doors, guys? You're a guy who just came out and become a multi-millionaire, maybe even billionaire. What exactly is going on behind closed doors, man?
Me. As soon as the election was over, the elections were over, you know what he did? He contacted me. And Mr. Man said, yo, you are a very intelligent guy. I hope you remember that, you know. You are a very, I keep every conversation. You are a very intelligent guy. Why don't you forget about politics? And we could work with each other for our mutual benefit. Mama guy, you know, I know the mama guy. One thing he got correct, that I'm a very intelligent person. I know what I'm about. I know how I set the trap. You see how the trap was set? And on the eve of that so-called October 2nd date of a big story, these bastards put out something. Let me explain something. The Associated Times is an outfit to promote these crooked agents, CBI agents, and crooked government officials. That's all it's all about. That's all they are interested in. Promoting these bastards and CBI bastards and promoting these governments of the Caribbean that sell citizenship. That's all. Because you see something, the international people who are going to deal with them, these CBI agents and our government, you know what they've done? They've sent out over 100 letters, Dominicans.
Yeah, I was told that too.
Hayden received these. My good friend Mohammed Asare received these.
That's probably why he's scared to know which type of people they are. Because he received, or maybe his associates received the letters, those involved in the CBI. Received letters from particular individuals asking them certain questions. And as a result of that, what is going on behind the background, he's coming off to say, oh, is things people colluding with to harm CBI. Scared, you are the number one reason why. Not number two, you know. Number one reason why CBI is in the state that it is in today. Because you allow different people to have our passports. Criminals. When England, UK rejected certain people from coming in for fear of their own security, national security. These people came to buy Dominican passports and ended up going back to the UK. What robust due diligence you come in and tell people about, you know? You come in and tell people we have one of the highest, best, robust system when it comes down to CBI, and how much criminals and not just by diplomatic passports do we? Our ambassadors were criminals. Hey, that is something else.
Vince Henderson told me himself that he received one. Nanton would have received one.
But he was taken
So
out.
over 100 letters went to them. You know what? To tell them this is what we know about you. We're giving you the opportunity to respond, to deny or agree or accept that you did this shit. Associated Times is publishing an article.
The guys, Associated Times and Associated Press is two different things, eh? Okay. I know I associated to Associated Press. But be mindful of that. Right there.
They've never contacted me. They've never contacted me to find out whether or not that I tried to extort Anthony Eden. So
And that is what journalism is about. Finding out from the other side as well. And when you find out from the other side what exactly is happening, this is why I presented the other side for you.
I tell you. And
So it seems like it was him who reached out to Tosi to become some sort of consultant. And then you come in and write letter and say, we're trying to extort you. Really? Oh, okay.
Anthony Hayden reached out to me sometime about May 2022. Requested that I become his PR consultant. First, I told him, man, I'm a quantity surveyor. I don't know about things. He said, boss, based on what you do, you are the ideal candidate. I say, well, what do you propose? He said, come with a proposal. So this gig, if I would have accepted it, would go against what I've been saying about Anthony Hayden, what I've been saying about the corruption in our government in Dominica. But I say, you know what? The man want to give me a gig. He said that could last 5 years. Why not accept the gig? My wife didn't want to accept that. She said, no way. Stay out of that. You know what I did? I had a conversation with my wife.
His wife is...
which I recorded.
His wife is not even Dominican. She tell him stay out of that.
And I sent to Hayden. And I told him, really to show him the misgivings of my wife. My wife's misgivings on me accepting a PR consultancy from Anthony Hayden. You understand? But you see, Dominicans, I always keep everything. I always keep everything. You know what they did? They cut part of that because I told my wife, once the money is good, I will accept it. My wife is saying, let's go for $1 million US. Nothing. My wife the player. Let us go for $1 million. I said, no, man, oh gosh, $240,000 US dollars a year. She said, but you sure he can afford it? I said, I know he can afford it. He can afford 400,000. He can afford 500,000. He could afford $1 million. They chopped that.
I met his wife. His wife is funny. I like her. But yeah, go for that $1 million, my boy. And I can picture how she's saying it.
Clip when I was talking about $400,000 and saying that I tried to extort Anthony Hayden. But you see, conversations don't lie. You can delete, but the record is there, Anthony Hayden. What I want you to do, Anthony Hayden, what I want you to do is to make a complaint to the Trinidad and Tobago police. Make a complaint to them. You have a jackass lawyer who believes he knows everything. With when he speaks, it's like he has no gums, he has no teeth, he has no gums. But he believes. One morning I was walking up, jogging, and I heard some old men speaking, man, and they couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. It's how they discredit them fellas. That fella, Anthony Hayden's lawyer, how they discredit. You see, Anthony, you see the first lawyer letter you sent me some time ago by my partner. You see, this guy, I would have feared him. But I suspect none of them want to take your stuff. But Dominicans, let me tell you something again. You know Anthony Hayden sued me in Dominica, right? And guess what? I had a defense right. In Trinidad, I have not been in Trinidad that often. I'm in Guyana. I am in Qatar. I come there 2 weeks, gone again. Would you believe that these people sued me in Trinidad? So they sued me in Dominica and sued me in Trinidad. Behind my back, they got a judgment in default in Trinidad. Yes. They got it. They got a judgment in default. And they claimed that I was served. The day that they said that I was served, I was in Guyana. Dominicans, I was in Guyana. Now you see, passport records don't lie. They don't lie. Secondly, they have an address for me that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You understand? So the master of the court would have contacted me about 2 weeks ago, saying, do you know there's a judgment? I'm like, judgment? In Dominica? He said, no, in Trinidad. I said, Trinidad? He said, yes. He said, what is your address? I asked, what is your address? I said, I gave him my address. He said, oh, I understand why you you were not served. Right? I wasn't served. But they went to court behind my back. I'm defending in Dominica, you know. If I'm defending in Dominica and you sue me, I will defend myself in Trinidad. Once I'm served and served properly, I will defend myself. But how could you say that you served me on the 25th of April or March somewhere when I'm in Guyana? I'm in Guyana for a week. How I serve if I'm not in the country? But you see, that is a bit funny, you know. You are suing me in the court, civil matter. You claim that I extorted you, tried to extort you, May 2022, you know.
Based on what I read there, it's very clear. I mean, it's very clear that they're just making up things. They have money to throw, so they're doing that. That seems like what is happening. They know they don't can win it, you know, but hey, if we can just ruin the reputation. See, like what is happening in the United States with Trump. You know the information. This has been, man, I tell you, this has been done already, you know, but they're bringing it back, you know, for them to see if they can mess with the public's opinion, the court of public opinion they're trying to mess with. And of course, it seems like that is what they're doing there as well, trying to mess with the court of public opinion on him. Oh, look, he getting sued. Look, this happening, all of that. Well, we will have to see the end result, brothers and sisters. You are innocent until proven guilty.
It has not reached the police in Trinidad. Go to the police. And when you go to the police, you play the clip that you have, and I will play the clip that I have. And let us see what it is. Don't waste police time, you know. It is a crime to waste police time, my brother. Make sure you know what you're doing. You see, Associated Times is a floating thing that doesn't exist. There may be no...
There's also weak. That seems like to be one of the... it should be the government propaganda machine. And a number of persons were sharing that weak news. I think they call it weak W news or weak news, whatever it is, brothers and sisters. We know about the whole thing. And one of the reasons why I knew at that time that site was a fake one was when they were talking about Lennox Linton and bringing all sorts of information on that, saying, oh, he take pictures and this and that. And then when I go to find out more articles on that thing there, it was just articles that were regurgitated from other websites. Yes, brothers and sisters. Yeah, people can actually do that, make websites that regurgitate other people's information, but it has no other story link whatsoever. So all of a sudden they just get the magic. That's to tell you how far people are willing to go to try to discredit people. It's insane, but it happens.
Building address is just somebody in the computer trying to discredit. You trying to discredit me on the so-called eve of the destruction of D-Day. That's what you went to do. Hey, Oliguri, you sued me, you got default, you got judgment by default. Dominicans, no, it doesn't end there. I've gone to court. I'm going to court to strike that out. Right? They have to tell the court why they shouldn't strike it out. I wasn't there. I wasn't served. I was served in Dominica properly.
That makes sense. So they will charge them more money if they want to file again. You have to keep filing and paying, you know, for this thing.
I contacted my lawyer. We filed our defense. Behind my back, Dominicans, soon I won't have that. If I didn't know, the master called me to attend court to discuss how much I have to pay them fellas, you know. Yes, Dominicans, that will go on. That is what's going on. But if all that is happening, why would you want to be trying to discredit my name and talking about extortion?
That's what they want to
Extorting who? Partner. The one person tried to extort you, my brother.
But can't you not counter sue them on the basis of them trying to ruin your name? Isn't that something that can happen? What are your thoughts, guys?
And I gave you that information, and you know who is Manis Laville. I have all the records, I have the conversations, I have the emails, and I gave it to you. What happened to that? Did you call the police for her? Did you call the police? Why waste time and write articles? It's a criminal offense to try to extort people. Go to the police, make a complaint. You have a jackass lawyer in Trinidad. Go to him, right? The one who always putting his leg up in like a Marco man. I don't know if he's one. I don't know that. But his legs. All little girls, they like to, when they're taking pictures, put one thing up, you know. But every photo, I don't know. I know why he's. Don't try to discredit. If anybody tried to extort me, I go into the police. You didn't go to the police to Manny's when I gave you all the information. I went to my lawyer as soon as I realized what Manny's was about. My ex, the former justice minister in Trinidad. I went to her and I said, ma'am, look at that. She said, Trevor, write that girl an email. And when you write in an email on a fake email address, make sure you mention her name. And I did that. I went back straight. Manny's, this is not acceptable. You want to claim that I'm trying to extort you, my brother? That's what you're coming with now. My brother, that's what you're coming with now. Vince, and they send that to you to send to me, boy.
Guys, anyways, I'll link that in the description below. So apparently the date that was supposed to be releasing the information, which was about 2 days ago, brothers and sisters, was not released. And of course, it seems like Trevor set up this statement or said that the date was coming on the basis to try to trap individuals. And of course, they ended up falling for the very trap right there. When the Prime Minister come and say he's colluding with white people, how you know which people he's colluding with? Unless if what he's saying is actually true, that you guys or your people got letters. No, guys, if the whole thing what he's saying there is true, it is indeed troubling, brothers and sisters. Like I keep mentioning, what exactly is going on behind closed doors? And we are looking forward to that video. Tossy, we need an update when that video is actually come up, because you exposed them already. You exposed them, you know. You expose them and the foolishness they do it, making letter and even associating the United Workers Party to it too. It's interesting. With himself sending hidden WhatsApp messages admitting that he was. So indeed there was exchange of WhatsApp messages right there between hidden and thing. It's very interesting what is going on, brothers and sisters. What are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And of course, I will see you guys in the next reaction video. Remember, guys, be real, be positive.